employee handbook updates.
All right, that packet, that recommendation list was included in your packets. First off, with the change in the Affordable Care Act, we need to remove the statement that all benefits are prorated to the percentage of employment. We had done that with the job sharing arrangements with some teachers. So that needs to go away. On 3.1, we're just adding the verbiage of 504 meetings or an unforeseen event, school emergency, in the context of why teachers might have to stay outside the typical workday. 3.7 is just a grammatical piece as far as insert should instead of R2. Emergency closings, that's a clarification as far as administrative staff and district office staff. Regular full-time employees are expected to report to work on school closing days unless determined or communicated by the superintendent. And then teaching staff members may be required to make up any days beyond 2 school closings. That's just keeping with past practice as far as the teaching piece, and that provides clarification for the district office administrative staff. Performance evaluations related to the teacher section, we're removing the title of introductory teachers. Basically, the first year here, people are evaluated minimum 3 times and so on. So that's been our practice. We'll just remove the modifier on that. In section 5.1 about vacation, the technology department actually doesn't contractually fall under the people that are described in the vacation section, so the technology piece will be taken out. Under the health insurance piece, in order to be compliant with the Affordable Care Act, 75% full-time equivalent or 30 hours a week qualifies you for benefits. With the cash and move part, in order to be fair, consistent with all the employees, so those that are eligible for health insurance benefits, should they choose not to take the cash, should they choose not to accept the benefit, would be eligible for the cash and move, which is at $250 a month. Dental insurance.
How is that cash and move going to happen now with the Affordable Care Act? I thought they're going to hold all the cash and move.
We were told that last year, and if that happens, we would have to make a change to the handbook.
Because isn't the Obamacare saying that if you are offered insurance, you have to take your insurance?
What context?
Meaning if you have your spouse, and they're offered insurance, they have to take their insurance, and you have to take your insurance. You've got 2 different insurance plans. They're going to be changing that.
I think if they do, then we can relook at it.
Yeah.
But for now, I don't know that. I mean, we have to look it up through the accuracy. So.
The last I'd heard is that there hasn't been a lot of changes with the Affordable Care Act piece within the last couple months. At least now. The last
silly boys. Put them all on hold.
The last piece I heard is that if you're working that 30 hours or more, you need to be offered insurance, and the employer can limit it to the employee and dependents, not necessarily include the spouses anymore. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, but employers are pushed out a whole other year, so we really don't even have to comply with that currently.
Yeah. Right. So.
Yeah.
All right. Second page, dental insurance. Does a cleanup in language and verbiage just to be consistent with our dental plan policy.
Isn't there a deductible on a dental plan?
Yeah, it's easy.
Because it right there just says you pay 15% of the cost of the premium. It doesn't say you pay a deductible.
There is a deductible built into the plan.
Yeah, but you might want to put verbiage here saying 15% of the cost of premium plus whatever deductible is applicable.
Okay. Thank you for the suggestion. With 5758, those are simple updates related to what the current practice is as far as the life and disability insurances. With the FSA, which is the flexible spending account, we need to clean up that language. and clarify that the flexible spending account covers medical expenses, but we also have offered for the last couple of years dependent care benefit, which are two separate things. So we just need to make that clear in the verbiage. We understand, or I understand, that the FMLA leave verbiage is going to be updated, so we just need from our legal counsel, we just need to get the updated verbiage, and then once we get that, we'll insert that in the handbook.
Or under,
Legal
I
counsel.
see.
can you clean up the life insurance one, because the second, or well, actually, the continuation, the first sentence is kind of a little iffy. Should be life insurance is provided by the district at a amount not to exceed employee salary or something. What is the cost though? Or are they paying the cost, we're paying the full?
No.
Okay.
Full.
Most places do.
So at a benefit maximum, I would state that, not at a one-time the employee's salary.
It is what it is, though.
Well, it's a benefit maximum is what it is. Equal to one time the current employee's salary. I mean, it's just clarifying what one time the current employee's salary.
Okay.
It's a benefit maximum.
Telephone usage, we updated this verbiage, that cell phones should be silenced during the work days when you're having student contact time, but in the event of emergency and crisis purposes, the staff is allowed, of course, to carry their phones with them at all times. In consistency with our policy update and what the school buildings did, this includes the e-cigarette verbiage for the tobacco product update under 611. Continuing education, we'll keep the same amounts as far as the reimbursement amounts. It's just that we updated the cap and made it at 9 credits a year. And then because of the new salary structure, the master's degree stipend goes away.
Hey, can we just go back to the telephone use thing one thing?
On the, which one?
Telephone 6-8.
Okay.
So you're letting them use them now during the daytime, carry them around, but you're going to put a stipulation in here to either not or limit the texting? Because it seems like everybody coming out of college these days, all they do is text constantly on their phone. You're
Right.
saying carry the phones with them at all times, but silence. That doesn't say they can't use the phone,
Right.
right? So it's like any of the employees I have now, they constantly think they need to be looking at their text as somebody's texting them. And it's gonna vibrate in their pocket telling them the text came in. And then the other thing is are they limited of not using their phone for personal use during the day for social networking?
Okay.
Not trying to be a bully on this, it just seems like everybody lives and dies on their phone these days coming out of college.
Yeah, but just keep it in mind, I don't wanna make it so staff is afraid to have their phones, because if some idiot comes through that front door with a gun, I wanna make sure everybody has their phone, you know, in their hip pocket to call the police type of thing. So I mean, I think there is a benefit to,
There is, I don't have a problem with them using it whatever they want to during lunchtime. It's their own free time.
All right. With that update for next week.
Chris, can I just ask that, because staff have asked about during recess time, because you have for emergency and crisis, the staff have often asked for recess when they're outside, and there's just 2 or 3 adults outside. So I wondered, I don't know if that covers that, or, because it's not really emergency, it's not really crisis, but I don't know what you think about
I
that.
think they should be watching kids.
Right.
They should be watching the children
What's
and
the
not.
context of your question?
No.
I'm sure that's.
So when they're outside at recess and there's just 2 or 3 of them, and there's some sort of emergency, that they would have their phone with them. That's what they wondered. Can they
Yeah.
carry their phone?
Yeah.
These
Well, you're
are
gonna carry your phone all
emergency.
day with this one here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
They can carry it all day long.
Yeah,
It's
they're not
just-
gonna just randomly use it.
They
You're not
just can't
asking that.
text or
Well, that's-
use it.
All day? Oh.
You put it in your pocket,
Well,
you
I
put
mean,
it out
like,
there all day.
during
I
that
thought they could
lunch,
have them,
they could
I
actually
understood
use their
it
phone in
as,
any way they
they
want.
could take it as
So I mean,
during
just so
a
that's
crisis
clear
or
to them, I
emergency.
wanna.
It's
Okay.
silence that you carried around with you all day long.
I took it as only during crisis and emergencies they could take it. You're saying they can take it
All day
in
long.
case
Well,
there
but
would
if
be.
you're not in your room when the crisis happens, how are you gonna get your phone?
So I took it in a different
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
So
I
that's
would,
okay
I would
then.
recommend they carry it all
Thank
day
you.
long.
Yeah, I would if I was them.
Thank you.
And I think,
Thank you.
I mean, also we're using those, very often people use those as their main contact number, like for kids, their own children from their own schools,
Mhm.
and they have to
That's
be
true.
accessible.
Right.
And we have to make sure they can answer those
Right.
calls and know those
I
things too.
see what
so-
you mean though, the way it's worded, it starts and then because of this, then you can use.
Yeah, I think you gotta
See
spend
what
more
you
time. Write that one up a little better and spend more time on that.
Okay. All right,
617?
With continuing education, I just, like with different universities having different fees, like I understand this cap, but when you're, like, do we wanna put the 9 credits as the cap, or how do you, when you were talking about like this, the cap would be 1575,
Right.
but you said 9 credits with that too, so I don't know.
It
Just
doesn't
the-
cover everything, just that portion, okay.
right,
So it, I mean, like, I don't think they all have the same going rate.
correct.
And so then how does that, the update?
Basically what that cap means is that a teacher cannot request reimbursement for more than $1575 a year.
I just
And
wanted to
how I
clarify.
came up with 1575 is 9 credits times 175.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does that help?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, we're on the.
Okay, so you're moving to 250 is what you're saying?
Well, the
What's the
250,
250 over?
the 250 was already there for the
Okay.
people that are getting their master's in or certification in reading specialists
Okay,
and the administrative
Right,
co-worker.
so whatever's pinpointed by us.
Right.
Mhm.
This is how it reads.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hear there's a lot of interest in the reading
Is there?
cohort, so
Good.
I'll be working on that.